Hi, my name's Dillon, and welcome to JK Man Podcast. This is my first episode, and frankly, like most, a little nervous, but I've been wanting to do podcasting for quite some time now, just never really had the time, let alone money to get some of the equipment to at least get started. But I think what really gave me the push to actually start doing it as a possible career is my buddy Michael Slattery with his new podcast, Unqualified Opinions. I've been watching some of his videos and seeing how much he loves it, and that's like, oh, that hit home. That's all the more reason I need to at least try this out, and then possibly in the future even collab with him, see how things go, because the more fun the better. A little bit about me would be I have grown up in a small town with not a lot to do besides playing games, fishing, maybe some TV. But one thing that always kind of like brought me joy was watching comedy videos, whether it be stand-up, movies, or even podcasting. And then I was, as most kids do, going, oh, I want to be like that when I grow up. Well, here's me giving myself that chance. And thank you guys for watching to also give me that chance. We would be talking about all kinds of topics here, whether it's just things that piss you off or things that are just downright hilarious. This is a This is a comedy podcast, and besides, don't take anything I'm saying too literal because I'm just joking, man. But here we are, and even in the future, if you guys want to suggest things in the comments as far as what we can talk about, I'm open to most suggestions given reason. But if it's just something I can't stop fucking laughing about, I'm not gonna say no. And as you can tell by my language, I don't censor myself. I don't really give two shits. As you saw, I just screwed up on my words. It happens. But I'm not here to put any filters on. You get the real me. So, let's see how this goes, and thank you for tuning in. One of the first topics I got here: most annoying sounds on earth. You ever have it where you go to play a game and you got like the Turtle Beaches on or some kind of really nice headset where the sound is extreme and in your ear and that's all you can hear, and you're trying to either hear the footsteps or you're trying to listen to your buddies doing call outs, and all of a sudden you hear and it's going off every minute. It's like, buddy, you know we can hear that, which means you can hear that. Try changing the goddamn battery. But they act like they don't notice it at all until you get another couple of teammates start bitching him out, and all of a sudden he's so quick to run away and exit the match. Just like with the guys that answer phone calls and they have a full-blown phone call throughout the entire match, so you can't really focus because all of a sudden you're paying more attention to what he's talking about than actually trying to get the objective done. Or the other ones are like when they're just playing this like terrible loud music and then they try to sing along with it the entire match, or they have the background of their TV so loud that every time something happens in the game, all you hear is like you're shouting into a cave, echo. And they don't fucking hear that? Seriously? It's like, if you can hear that on a normal TV damn straight, you can hear it on your headphones too. Another thing we can talk about is things that should be easy but aren't. Like when you go to cut open a box and you go to try to open the flaps and you think, okay, I made the main slits, I should be fine. You just got that little bit that no matter how hard you pull, it won't give, and you're getting pissed at yourself because you feel weak, but it's your own damn fault for not cutting the box open all the way. And then you're sitting there like, did it really have to be that fucking hard? Or the best ones, say you're doing laundry or you're in the kitchen and you actually drop something on the floor and you go to pick it up. You bend over and 5 or 6 tries and you just can't get it. So you stand up and you're like, it's not that hard. Just grab the fucking shirt. So you give yourself one wind up and poof, you're so happy that you finally fucking got it. Other than that, you always got like, when you try to open letters, same thing as like a box. You make the slit as big as you can and somehow that paper just catches the envelope right. And you sitting there and you get so mad you just rip the whole envelope apart, and then you got to try to find your mail. Like, why is it that goddamn hard? Or like automated phone calls, whether it's important or just checking on a balance, you're always on a time crunch, whether it be because you just got off of work or you got plans or whatnot, and their hours are always shorter than what they should be realistically, and you go and call them to try to make it before the deadline. And nowadays there's just so many different levels where you go through like 6 or 7 different menu screens before you possibly get a chance to talk to somebody. And then when you finally do, half the time they're already past work hours, so you need to try to call again the next day. It's like, if you would have went back to the old days where you just call maybe one menu screen so you have a direction of what department you're going to, and then you get an actual person, how much more the customer service would be having quick and easy transactions and whatnot. They just make it so difficult now to do anything on there. That's why most people either give up on the service that they're signed up for or just refuse to call anybody because they got to go through a 10-step process before you can finally get the real one. Then there's another topic we got here about texting habits that drive you insane. My biggest ones are, say you're trying to tell somebody a story, whether it be in-depth or because you find it interesting or whatever you come up with, but you pour your heart out, whether it be a paragraph or like a novel, but you write out the story and you're waiting for them to give you honest feedback or at least their reaction, and they give you K or thumbs up. I put all that work into a story for you to read so you can understand, and also so I can see how you feel about it. And that's all you're going to give me. But let's not forget, they're also the same people that when they're pouring out their hearts to you and then you do it back to them, they get pissed off at you. It's like, don't feel too good now, does it, bitch? Didn't think so. Or another one is when you're texting somebody, and I get sometimes you have a 2 or 3 part message because you didn't think the message through enough, so you're kind of thinking of it as you go. But what drives me nuts is when you have people text you like 7 to 15 messages. Like the one time I had 15 messages in a row. Like, they would think of a couple of words of the sentence, send it, then do it again and again. It's like, can we just take a little time to just think about what you want to say and then send the message? If you think of a little bit more later, that's fine. But here I am trying to, whether it be scroll through TikTok, check my Facebook, or whatever else. Meanwhile, your phone's blowing up, so you keep trying to swipe it away, and it changes your screen on you, and you're like, motherfucker, do I have to put it on don't disturb? Leave me alone. Maybe I don't want to talk. Another one that's kind of a little bit of a pet peeve, I would kind of say, would be people who say we should hang out, but they don't really mean it. Like, I've had a couple of people over the last 5 to 7 years where when you're in school, you get really close with some friends. You're always trying to hang out with each other, make each other laugh, or whatever. And all of a sudden, after school, most of them move away, but some stay in touch. But then when you run into one on a consistent basis and you're like, oh, what's up, man? Haven't seen you in forever. And you're getting to know each other again, and you're like, yeah, we should hang out. Oh, yeah, definitely. Just let me know. And then like a week later, nothing happens. You run into them again, and you ask about it again. Oh yeah, we should definitely do it. And then it just never happens. So you just give up on asking. Then you find out that one of your other buddies who also knows him ran into him at a different store the other week, and he said the reason why he doesn't want to hang out with you is because he found it annoying on how often I would ask. It's like, dude, I saw you like a total of 5 times in like 3 months. And it's not like I'm blowing up your phone. I asked you a couple of times and you said yeah. But then you go behind my back and try to act like, oh, what the hell does he want? Why does he want to get in touch with me? It's like, I thought we were friends, bro. But that just shows you, even if you thought they were your friend once, doesn't mean they always will be. Or, like, I also had a family member once. This was years ago, but they said, hey, we live close by now. We're both old enough. You should come over to my place and get a drink. It's like, that sounds fun and all, but what's stopping you from coming here? 9 times out of 10, I am the one who has to make the drive because they don't want to make the drive or at least meet in a halfway point or something. But after that, I just kind of did what that other guy did and just go, oh, yeah, definitely, and just ignored it because they kept this up for like a month straight, but they never even picked a day to hang out, let alone when. But same circumstance, I always had to be the one to drive to the house. And I don't feel like wasting my gas just to be there for a couple of hours, probably not even have a good time, and then have to drive all the way back. I could have just drank at home or go hang out with somebody at the bar or whatever. Then another thing we got here is when dogs sneeze. I know sometimes you like, oh, my baby, because it looks like they hurt themselves pretty good, or once in a while when they give themselves a bloody nose. But I always find it amusing, whether it be the sound or the motions, or especially if it's a small headbutt to the floor, when a dog sneezes, or especially like when the dog would sneeze after smelling its own ass. Like, maybe that's telling you need a fucking bath or something. Other than that, you got the gross ones where it's funny that it happened, but it's gross that it happened to you. You're trying to enjoy yourself, laying with your dog or cat or whatever animal you have, and all of a sudden it sneezes while you're in the middle of talking or yawning, and all that goes into your mouth, and you're like, ugh, you nasty fucker, you could have at least waited until I looked away. And then they just look at you like, I'm sorry. If it makes you feel any better, I just licked my ass. Sick little shits. Or as far as the topic of animals and mouths, there was this one story that resonates with my family to this day. I grew up with dogs and a couple of cats here and there, and we had this one moment where there was my mom laying on the couch, and one of the dogs was laying in between her legs, fast asleep, and his nose is just buried down to the couch. Well, she forgot he was there, didn't think nothing of it, and just Not only did he get jolted awake, he leaned in, sniffed, got up, and then slow-mo walked away, then turned his head and gave her a look like, "You fucking pig." And then he hopped off the couch. Oh, he was a good dog too. He didn't deserve that, but that was funny as shit. I don't care who you are. Or I've had a couple where you accidentally fart in their face and they start sneezing. But nothing's better than that one video you might see on TikTok every so often where the person farts, the dog smells, and it's so bad the dog just right in there. It's like, maybe you should wash your ass. Oh, jeez. This is the logo I made. Hopefully I can come up with a better way of presenting it in the future, but other than that, I think it captures the essence of the show pretty well. I may not have all the fancy tech in there, but maybe we'll get there one day. But other than that, I'm willing to accept other topics along with me trying to come up with some for the next video, but you guys let me know what you think, and I hope to see you next time. Thanks for tuning in.